Welcome back. Britain is heading into a key election next month, but members of the royal family enjoyed a moment away from politics earlier today. Pippa Middleton married James Matthews, a businessman. The wedding taking place in the countryside just outside of London. Look at those spectacular pictures. While her sister, the Duchess of Cambridge, was on hand to arrange her train. Meanwhile, the newest royals pulled their weight as page boy and flower girl. Let's get straight to the village of Bucklebury, where the reception has just kicked off. Our Erin McLaughlin is there, and this isn't quite a royal wedding, but it certainly feels like one, Erin.
Yeah, this is pretty much as close as you can get to a royal wedding. I mean, Pippa Middleton's dress was absolutely stunning. It was designed by British designer Giles Deacon, bespoke, handmade, plenty of lace. And then, of course, you also had the wedding party, which included Princess Charlotte and Prince George as flower girl and page boy, looking absolutely adorable. The Duchess of Cambridge on hand, looking pretty in pink to make sure they were kept in check. She did express some concern prior to this wedding about their behavior, but it looks like everything went according to plan. And then, in an unusual move for the palace, they actually helped to arrange a royal press pool, royal cameras on hand to document the arrivals and departures. Not something the palace normally does for the Middletons, but of course today is a special occasion. Now that the ceremony has wrapped up, later tonight there'll be a reception at the Middleton family estate, which is not far from where I'm standing.
Yeah, the pictures certainly look absolutely beautiful. There was a lot of talk about Prince Harry's girlfriend, or whether she might be on hand. Did she attend the ceremony?
Well, that's right. Lots of speculation surrounding Meghan Markle. British media had placed her in London this week, so plenty of people were thinking, would she show up for the ceremony itself? Although that does not seem to have happened. Now the focus being on the reception happening later today. Perhaps she'll be on Harry's arm there.
And unlike her sister's wedding, which was absolutely incredibly huge, this seemed quite an intimate ceremony.
That's right, and it took place in an old 12th century restored church on a private estate. The ceremony itself seeming to be quite small, so really only a handful of guests, which is perhaps why Pippa Middleton elected not to include significant others. There is this rule in high society here in Britain, no ring, no bring, that if you aren't either engaged or married, then you're perhaps not included in the ceremony itself, but you'll be included in the reception happening later in the evening. So again, perhaps we'll be seeing Meghan Markle later this evening.
No ring, no bring. That's probably a good one to keep numbers down at a wedding. Erin McLaughlin, thanks so much. Well, let's get a sense of how this wedding measures up to royal affairs. Historian and royal commentator Kate Williams joins us now from London. Always good to have you on these stories, Kate. Just take us through the ceremony so far. What can you tell us?
It's been a really intimate ceremony, just as Erin was saying. We think there are about 100, 150 people in there. There was a large wedding party because we have 8 little bridesmaids and page boys, four girls, 4 boys, including, of course, Princess Charlotte and Prince George were there, with Kate really as the unofficial maid of honour. She wasn't dressed in a bridesmaid's dress, but she was very much there doing the role of the maid of honour. She was looking after the younger bridesmaids, adjusting the dress. There are these wonderful pictures, of course, of Kate adjusting Pippa's dress in the way that Pippa looked after Kate's dress for the royal wedding. And there are a lot of parallels here. Even though it's such a small little church, a lot of parallels with the big royal wedding we saw. The wedding dresses are quite similar, of course, similar wedding parties. But most of all, I think, it's the fact that this wedding has really captivated the public imagination here, not on the quite level of the royal wedding, but there are a lot of local people from the area in Berkshire and the English countryside. They're all out there watching. The villagers are watching. There's journalists there, there's reporters, and it has been trending on Twitter for Britain all day long. It'll be all over the front pages tomorrow. So even though this isn't a royal wedding, for us at the moment, waiting for our next royal wedding, perhaps Prince Harry with Meghan Markle, that's the talk. This is the closest we're going to get. So for for many people in Britain, it's the rehearsal for the big royal wedding that they're hoping to see, perhaps in a few years' time, at Westminster Abbey for Prince Harry.
A few years' time. We can't really believe those rumours that Prince Harry has gone to the Queen and asked for permission to marry his girlfriend.
Well, we do believe it's very serious. We do believe there is a very serious relationship going. He has come out and defended her very strongly against press intrusion into her life. And we do think that the royal family is taking it very seriously. But at the moment, she hasn't been any special occasions and there hasn't been any photo shoots. Obviously, for everyone, if she does come tonight to this wedding, which is not a royal wedding, but the royals are overseeing it, they know what's going on, then that would be a very significant moment. Of course, there is the problem for Miss Markle that she is contracted to do another series of her current hit TV show Suits. So there is the question, how can she possibly do that and marry Prince Harry? If she is held, if there is going to be a wedding and she's held to her contract, as most people are, they will have to wait, I believe, until that is over. So, but I don't think we're going to see, if there is a wedding, I don't think it's going to be this year, more likely next year. But certainly I think a lot of people in the United Kingdom, as you say, there's a lot of serious news here. We've got the election upon us, the exit from the European Union. Many people would like to see a royal wedding to take their minds off some of the serious news we have here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Pippa, of course, caught the eye of many at her sister's wedding where she wore that Alexander McQueen gown. Do you have any insight as to how she chose the dressmaker for today's wedding gown? I imagine she was inundated.
Yes, inundated, and of course she wore Alexander McQueen, as did Kate for the wedding in 2011, and Kate again today wore an Alexander McQueen gown, that very subtle peach pale pink blush gown that she wore today with the matching hat. That was Alexander McQueen, but this Giles Deacon is what Pippa is wearing, and what was very important to Pippa was that she wore a British designer. It is very important to the bridesmaids and the little children, they're all in a Spanish designer, but I think it was pretty important for Pippa that she did wear a British designer because she knew that the whole world would be upon them. And Giles Deacon, the designer, he's talked very closely about this lace that Erin was mentioning, how it's made to create the look that there's no seams, and really what he's trying to do is showcase British craftsmanship going on in London, but also most of all showcase British fashion. And I think Pippa realised that even though she's not a member of the royal family, there is still that same impetus upon her to choose a British designer and show the world what British fashion can do, and certainly she does look absolutely radiant.
Yeah, she certainly cuts a fine figure. Kate Williams, good to have you with us. Thank you. And